Well, the MAC didn't get those upsets in the first week of the season, but there was some big wins.
Some solid games and some solid performances. As we've talked before, I think you got to judge the MAC a little differently. Obviously, they're not of the caliber of the elite teams in the country, but they do have players, and they do have guys that you got to kind of keep an eye out on, and teams that kind of keep out. Western Michigan's 0-2, but they look like the two teams they played were USC and Michigan State, and they were competitive in both of them. I'd certainly see them as a contender in the league. Ohio University's 1-1, lost to a rising Purdue team, so I still think there's something to be seen there. There's still, just like the rest of the country, there's still some question marks out there about who's for real and who isn't. But I think those two teams in particular, I kind of worry right now about Bowling Green. I thought Bowling Green was going to get off to a really hot start.
What's their issue?
I can't put my finger on it, really. They've lost 2 straight years to a lower division team at home. It's just something that's, because they got talent. They got some players, but something's just not in sync there, for them right now. But if they get it together, I think they can get on a roll.
Well, Eastern Michigan certainly got it together. Rutgers is not a power in the Big Ten, but it is a Big Ten school.
And what I say about games like that is, when you're a MAC team and you play that kind of a Big Ten team, you got to beat them. And I don't care what sport it is, football, basketball. If you're a solid MAC team playing a team like Rutgers or whatever, a bottom feeder in any of these conferences, not just Big Ten, if you are a quality player, that's the team you ought to beat.
Now, we only have a few seconds left. What are some big games in the MAC that we need to focus on besides Akron and Iowa State?
Kent goes down to play Marshall, which will be interesting. Both teams are 1-1. I don't know if we know who either of these teams are anymore. It would be good to see a MAC team, be it Kent or anybody, pull off a solid road win. I think that's one of the things you really want to see from around the conference. But going to Akron and Iowa State, I think that goes back to my first point about when you play these kind of teams, these are the teams, if you're a good MAC team, these are the teams you got to beat. And that game's at home for Akron. So that's a must-win for Akron if you're any kind of football player.